Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm back here in sunny UK, and it actually is sunny. I'm a little bit jet lagged and tired, but I'm very excited to bring this to you today. So the first thing is, can you actually hear me? Could somebody be kind enough to put a Y in the chat to make sure that I'm not just talking to myself and the lamp behind me? If you could just put a Y in the chat, that would be much appreciated. I'll just wait until somebody can actually hear me. All right. Well, we're here today to talk about PulseChain Alpha, Agent 02 from the Agent Marketplace, which is ZenCore.Solutions. I can think you can guess where the name ZenCore came from. I'm Conrad Zen, former Bitcoin Foundation member and now evangelist for PulseChain and, of course, PulseZen. Now, AI has come on leaps and bounds. I've been studying this for decades, and we're now at a very exciting moment in history. And of course, we can put it to very good uses. And what you get with Alpha, PulseChain Alpha, is a 24/7 AI analyst who doesn't sleep, who doesn't even blink, sees everything on the chain, and doesn't even have eyelids, although Sam Altman might disagree there. So we're going to talk you through it today, what you get. But I think it's kind of interesting to talk about how did we get here? And for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure that all of you do, I'm sure that all of you are following me here, have a very long history with PulseChain. But let's just refresh about what's happened to get to this point. Back in the day, Richard Hart, God bless him, copied a coin and he renamed it and put in some other features, and he renamed it Hex Bitcoin. The Bitcoin was a marketing ploy to try and get the attention of current Bitcoin users. And of course, its great marketing point was it offered yield in exchange for you locking up your money. And here comes the rub. If you locked up your money for a long time, 15 years and more, then you could say you're going to get back the maximum investment for locking up your money. The problem was that on the Ethereum chain, nobody had ever quite worked out what's going to happen in 15 years' time. And one of the things was the transaction costs. When you make a stake, when you unstake it, the operations that have to happen actually cost money. And we saw the price of Ethereum transactions go through the roof. These days, you wouldn't even want to lock up the money for 15 days, let alone 15 years. So Richard Hart had this brilliant idea of saying, well, all of you are going to be stuffed in 15 years' time. So we need to do something about this. We also thought we could do something about it because at the time, no other coin was offering yield of any kind, which is why PulseZen came to bear. We were able to come up with an idea of we could give you interest where you retained your principal without locking up your money. Hence, problem solved. But I digress. This is really why PulseChain was born all those years ago, because he decided that if we forked the Ethereum blockchain, we could actually control the cost by introducing a gas token pulse, which would be considerably cheaper, I mean, by factors of 100, than the actual cost of Ethereum back in the day. I did caution that great idea, but who knows what the price of Ethereum is going to be like in 15 years? I mean, look what's happened. It's basically not moved in the last few years at all. In fact, it's cheaper. And I did warn people at the time, it's possible that the Ethereum transaction fees were going to reach parity with PulseChain. Now, I don't think that's quite happened yet because transactions are definitely still cheaper on PulseChain. It is definitely more secure on PulseChain, and it is definitely faster. And here lies the rub. What happened with Richard Hart and all the debacles that went on with his court cases et al.? It left PulseChain with a very bad PR problem, which it's never been uh, able to overcome, even at this stage. But what is true is that the maths still work, which is why a lot of us still believe in this chain. A lot of us are still building on this chain, and a lot of us are still hopeful that this chain will reignite, especially as turmoil reaches the rest of the Western world. And people begin to realize again that yield is the absolute killer application in crypto. So that's how we got here. Richard forked Ethereum, we got Pulse Chain, and now, after all the terrible PR that it's had, the chain has died and it's slowly coming back, but it's pretty dead at the moment. So you might say, well, why are you still building? Well, the idea behind all this is I believe in the product. I believe in PulseChain. I think it is the greatest for crypto that there ever has been. And certainly all the other chains that have been created since, none of them come close to what PulseChain can give us. I mean, if I could just show you on DeFi Llama, we can see the actual stats for PulseChain, and it doesn't look too good. We've got a TVL of 40 million. And what that means is that liquidity has gone down and down and down. It will get virality and it will go to enormous again in the future. And this is why we have built Agent 02 Alpha. Now, what Agent 02 Alpha is all about is we have created a chain of AI analysts that actually go out 24/7 to investigate what is actually happening on Pulse Chain. Now, the way that you install it is you go to zencore.solutions and you choose an agent, Agent 02 to be exact. And Agent 02 is going to get you to mint an NFT. In order to do that, you will have to connect your wallet and you'll have to sign into the system as well. Once you've done that, however, the system checks your balance of PulseZen, which for users is set at the moment of 200,000 PulseZen, a paltry amount of PulseZen, but it's just to keep out the naysayers and the lookies. So for now, it's set at 200k. Once you've signed in, once you've connected your wallet, you will then be able to mint your NFT. Now, before you mint your NFT, it will produce a message that you have to sign in your wallet, acknowledging the fact that you are minting an NFT. Once that happens, once you signed that message, don't forget you should be connecting a Trezor guarded or ledger guarded account in your wallet for this, as always. But once you've done that, the NFT gets minted. And then on that page, because MetaMask doesn't actually look at NFTs from PulseChain, it doesn't import them directly. There is a little plus button where you can import the NFT directly. You can go back and get round it by other means, but this is the simplest way. Simply, if you use another wallet, that probably won't happen to you. And then you're going to install Alpha 02, the agent that is going to produce all of this good stuff for you. Takes a few minutes because it's a very large program, and where you're loading it to is on your own private virtual server, which is guarded by your NFT. And eventually you're going to come across a so here we are. Zen Core Solutions is actually an agent marketplace, but the one that we are interested in, of course, so we'll just go through the alpha and have a look at what this means. That at the moment happens to be agent number 2. And to start off the game, we click Mint Your Agent because this is tied to an NFT. So you're going to create an NFT first. It'll ask you to connect your wallet to make sure you've got the PZEN requirement, which at the moment is 200,000. Then it's going to ask you for your agent name, which it will reject or say it's available. And now you just mint the agent. Again, your wallet will pop up and ask you to sign the message to say you agree to mint an NFT at the price that you've agreed to. And it redirects to Stripe, where you fill in your details and pay for the agent. That only takes a few seconds. And then when that has all gone through okay, it'll redirect to this page where it says confirming your payment. Now we mint the NFT. This is live on the blockchain. You could add it to your wallet because PulseChain doesn't add them automatically. That's a fault of MetaMask. And now here is the URL to your actual agent. So you can click the red box. Now you're configuring your agent. You tell it who you are. That's your identity. You can give the agent a bit of a personality if you so wish. You can also add communication channels. You don't need to, but you can. And then you can just wait until your agent is live. Just takes a few seconds. And here we are redirected to your mission control. Because it's not only alpha, this is a fully functional agent that you can use for all sorts of tasks through the chatbot interface. You can see I've just asked it who it is and what day it is. In fact, I want to know if it knows my name. And there, in a second, it says who it is and the date. You go on and just build up your agent workflow or whatever you want to do. But this is the Alpha Market Intelligence. This is what you're all about. And I'm just going to whiz through all the panels, of which there are a gazillion, giving you all the information you could ever desire about PulseChain. I'm not going to go through each panel here. It's exhausting and it is extensive. So I'll go through that in a later section. Mind-boggling. So there we are. That is the Agent O2 Alpha Market Intelligence installed in minutes on your own VPS, controlled by the NFT that you now own. So here we have it. This is mission control. This is what you're going to be presented with after you install the agent. Now, one really important thing to understand is this is not just about the alpha. This is a full-blown agent platform which you can control. It's built on top of OpenClaw, and you control it just like any other OpenClaw installation. You can control it through chat and all these various different things. If you get fed up of using our AI, you can, of course, hit the memory key and you can add whichever key you like to control the alpha board, control the chat board, control anything. But today, what we're interested in is the alpha board. And this is what you get. This is Alpha Market Intelligence, and we're just publishing this information. We are not financial analysts. None of this is financial advice in any shape or form. But well, if the AI doesn't know, who does? Because we've built AI analysts. So here we go. The most popular coins, PZEN, you can see is up 5% today. Pulse is up a little bit. X, oh dear, fallen today. PulseX down. Inc, nice increase. We just added this for a bit of fun. PRVX. Anyway, so another very interesting thing is the strategy playbook. I know that we all say do not trade. We can't control what people are going to do on PulseChain. So why not do something that will possibly make you money? So here, just like, for example, for e-commerce, who charge a fortune for this stuff, we've presented you with certain formulas, certain strategies that you can use or copy or even amend through chat, and it will build out your own trading analysis. Here we have the PulseX pools. If you didn't, there are 39 pools, not just the one pool. Here's an interesting graph. This is the difference in the price on Ethereum and PulseChain. I've always said that they should be at parity. Doesn't make sense. The price on Ethereum is so much lower than it is on PulseChain. But there we have it. Moving on, we have top holders for PulseChain. This will all change depending on what coin you're interested in, of course. Some trades that are going on, analytics. Where is the money flowing right now? Because this gets updated every 60 seconds. An outflow of 19.5k. Increase in volume for Inc. Not too much on Hex. There we go. Signal feed, very interesting. It'll give you some indications and flags here. Read this to your heart's content. And again, put in your own coin if you don't want to know about what we've decided to show you. Moving on, we get a daily report. And the interesting thing here is that you can use a different chat to ask anything you like about PulseChain specifically. It's wider to answer these questions. Bit of an executive summary about what it is you're actually reading in these technical summaries. What's happening with various different tokens. Can everybody hear me okay? Put some noise in the chat if you can't hear me. Let's just have a look. Okay, we'll keep going. So there's a decision table of various different coins. Again, you can add whatever you want. Wallet depth, behavioral patterns, all very good background information that could make your trading or buying or selling much, much easier to make a decision on. Trader leaderboard. We're looking at all the different wallets and see who's actually making any money or not making money. Smart money feed. Here's some different wallets doing different things. Very interesting to watch, although I really hate wallet watches, but if you're going to do it, you might as well do it from here. Active traders, see what's going on today. Let's open this panel up. Very interesting. Die with PulseX. Discovered price wallets today. Oh, it's found 21 today. Very interesting. So lots of very, very useful information. You can analyze your own portfolio with a bit of an overview. Wallet forensics might be very interesting for you who want to know what's going on but don't quite understand the blockchain terminology. It'll put it into plain English, any particular transaction that has happened on the blockchain, and you can just paste it in there and it'll come back in a few seconds. with a forensic analysis of where the wallet got funded from, what other wallets is it connected to, blah, blah, blah. Now, a bit of a sad one here, but a very interesting one, is the Hexbleed leaderboard. It shows you which wallets have made stakes and they've gone past the sell-by date. Why are they still bleeding out? Don't forget, you can stop that from happening. But there are quite a few, and the overall beneficiary at the moment is Richard Hart. Maybe it should be us. And then small PZEN reflections that you can look at there as well. So let's see what we can do. Back to me. So there we have it. Now, there are other very interesting projects and dashboards that are being built by various different people. There's one particular dashboard that is absolutely 100% about PulseXen. I think it's the dashboard of Zenite. I think it's dashboard.zenite.info. If you'd like to put it in the chat, anybody, maybe somebody could have a look at that as well. So there we have it. I believe that it's available now. Don't forget, you get a full agent architecture. The alpha is the cherry on top. You can use this to run anything you so wish, just like you can with the OpenClaw architecture. That is all available to you as well. So it's a bargain at the price that we're going to charge. Don't forget the PulseXen requirement that you need to hold your wallet before you can get access to it. That requirement will change. There's no doubt about that. So, let me just check. Have you made this live? Are we live yet? Can people actually go and see? They can install it now. You sure about that? So I can say go to the site and install it? Okay. The team says yes, it's a go. So head over to zencore.solutions and mint your NFT now and start playing around with it. I guarantee it's going to be so interesting. And the information gets updated every 60 seconds. It gets updated every single day. The AI analyst setup is beyond belief. And we've also incorporated Mirrorfish. Now, Mirrorfish is a software you may have heard about. It's being used to forecast all sorts of things. And what we've done is we've created agents based on different personalities, one of whom happens to be Richard Hart. So we actually have Richard Hart in digital form who's actually telling you what's going on in PulseChain without actually having to have any communication from Richard Hart. Just like the chain itself, the chain is going to run ad infinitum. It cannot be stopped. It will never be stopped. Here's another thing that can't be stopped. Very recently, the American government showed its hand once again by forcing the stoppage of AI produced by a private company, in that they said, no, you can't release Fable. Well, when has that ever happened? That can't happen on Zencore. That is not a AI agent that is controlled by the American government. So once it's installed, it just runs. The only difference to that is if you choose to bring your own key, and then that runs off whatever key that you have inserted. Maybe you're a power user and you want to have that. So without further ado, I'm going to let you run off to zencore.solutions. That's zencore.solutions. You can see the address in the tweets and let me know. There could be a bit of a wait as the server may get overloaded. Hopefully, we've got it load balanced enough, but you never know what the demand of these things is going to be at any stage. So it might take a little while to actually run, but it will install. It keeps trying until it's free. That's for sure. There are loads of agents to install. They'll be coming online in the next few days. Nothing to do with PulseChain, of course, but very interesting agents altogether. I mean, none of us wants to play around with the CLI, the command line interface. No, none of us want to really play around with the agent. We just want to make the agent do something that we don't have to. And for us here tonight, particularly, we want our agents to make us more money. So that is the whole emphasis of the alpha market intelligence. So unless you've got any burning questions, I'll be signing off. I will see you in the next live. Let me just quickly look through the comments. I don't have my full setup as I only arrived about 2 hours ago, so I had to find all this stuff in the office here, and haven't really got it. Okay. Gob's Corner. I'm not sure what you're building. Be very interesting to see. What does it say here? Yeah. PulseX is very low on liquidity at the moment. But as we say, things change in an instant. We haven't even had a golf candle for this token yet in all the 2 years that it's been alive. PulseXen will continue to be alive. There will continue to be interest and growth as things progress on. I mean, we are in a very, very unusual situation at the moment where the American government is just bonkers. I do not know what they're doing. I mean, Mr. Trump has made his money from crypto. You'd think he'd let your average Joe do the same, but he seems hell-bent in withholding this ability. So we have to work our way around this. And the Europeans, of course, have really got it arse about face. They don't understand crypto in the slightest. And of course, all they're interested in is regulating it to protect the banks. I mean, look, it's a joke. If you put all your hard earned money into the banks, you're going to earn a paltry 2% interest. And not even that. You get taxed on that twice. Once when you put it in, once when you take it out. It's absolutely crazy. We are definitely going to see enormous changes in the next few months, particularly with AI. I do not believe that anybody's lost their job yet because they were replaced by AI. Maybe some people because AI has amalgamated some of the work, but it hasn't actually physically replaced a human worker. But we are getting there. Once companies work out what AI is actually capable of, there will be a gigantic shift in the workplace market. We've already seen that shift happen in pre-COVID days when there was already a huge shift to people saying, I don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life, on their time schedule. My time is the most important thing. And they started trying to work from home. The gig economy just took off, and it'll just keep up and up and up. Things are changing, and things will be changing even more rapidly. And that means crypto is going to benefit because more and more people will really begin to understand this is something, DeFi that is, that cannot be controlled by governments, however hard they try. Now, centralized exchanges, yes. The cornerstones of crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they have been hijacked by the government. Bitcoin was actually hijacked by the government a very, very long time ago. They saw the opportunity to track money flows through Bitcoin far easier than they can ever do with bank transactions. And the FBI wanted that to happen from the get-go. And although I've got nothing to prove it, that's pretty certain what happened. Just north of St. Martin. There is a tiny little island called Anguilla. I live in the Caribbean, as you know. I've been there for years. I bought my first house 30 years ago. But it was on that beach that I believe that the inventor of Bitcoin sat through a meeting that was held by some very eminent people involved in Bitcoin at the time. And it was discussed greatly on the beach that day. That's for sure. Anyway, I digress. Thank you for listening and tuning in for those who are watching live. I do hope you find it useful. There are many dashboards about. Go and find them. Go and find all the different things that are being built on PulseChain. There is enormous talent that is still working hard to make this chain a success. You have to ignore all the naysayers. You have to ignore all the bad PR. You even have to ignore the founder, because it's not really up to the founder to progress this along. It's up to you and I together, because it's the people that actually control the future of the chain. So I wish you Sanjivar, and I'll hopefully see you in the next broadcast. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks all of you for turning up at short notice, and I'll see you in the next stream. Thank you.
Well, good morning, my fellow Zenites. Did you check your PulseXen wallet balance with your coffee this morning?